Recently, Supreme Court gave a landmark judgment with respect to Citizenship Act of 1955. Yes, I'm talking about the constitutional validity of Section 6A, which has been upheld by the Supreme Court. Hello everyone, my name is Monica and this is UPSC Warriors by Unacademy. And today we are going to discuss about the judgment which Supreme Court gave. We will also discuss the dissenting judgment of Justice Pardiwala and we'll discuss the keywords in the news, which is Section 6A, Assam Accord and 4:1 majority. So let's begin. But before that, UPSC, if you are preparing for UPSC, then Unacademy has come up with a very optimum program for your preparation. You can avail the subscription for UPSC preparation at just rupees 24,999. You can use my code MM05 for the additional discount. And you must be wondering what you will get in this. What you will get is one-on-one mentorship, lectures, along with PDFs and PPTs, and you'll also get mains test series and evaluation is also done on this one. So if you want to prepare for UPSC, you can avail this subscription. In addition to this, Unacademy also conducts scholarship test and you can claim up to 90% of the scholarship. So you can go for the scholarship test as well. The date of the test is 20th October. So you can go for that as well. And we have batches coming up. The batches are in English and Hindi. So we have Liberty batch, which is an English batch. We have Arambh batch, which is a English foundation batch. And then we have Shikhar batch for Hindi medium aspirants. All of this you can enroll for using my code, which is MM05. Now, let's resume the discussion which we were having. But before we understand the Supreme Court judgment, we need to understand few things beforehand. The key terms which we need to know are these. First of all, we should know the Operation Searchlight. It is with respect to Bangladesh Liberation War. So Bangladesh got freed from Pakistan in the year 1971. So during that time, what happened was, in order to curb the freedom movement, Pakistan launched an operation called Operation Searchlight. The launch date of the operation is 25th March 1971 and this date is what is the cutoff date in our Citizenship Act for Section 6A. So this date is important to us. So that is why this date has been included, because it was the launch date of Operation Searchlight. And what is Operation Searchlight? Operation Searchlight is a military operation which was undertaken by Pakistan to curb the freedom movement in Bangladesh. Next point is we need to understand what Assam Accord is. So to break it into simple terms, accord means agreement. So Assam Accord is a tripartite agreement, which means that three parties are involved in this. One is Government of India, the other one is Government of Assam, and the third one is the leaders of Assam movement. So Assam have undergone a movement against illegal migrants which entered because of Bangladesh Liberation War. So that movement was started in the year 1979 and then there were uproar in Assam. So in 1985 an agreement was signed which is called as Assam Accord. So this has been the basic information regarding Assam Accord. We'll also discuss it further in the video itself. And then 4:1 majority is another key term which we need to understand. So Supreme Court judgment was passed with 4:1 majority. What does it mean? So there was a 5-judge bench including the Chief Justice of India, who was part of it. So 4 of the judges were in favor of upholding the constitutional validity of Section 6A. One judge, which is Justice Pardiwala, who was not in favor. So majority judgment was passed and by 4:1 majority. So that is what it meant by 4:1. 4 judges on one side, one has the dissenting judgment. We'll discuss the dissenting judgment as well. So these are the prerequisites which we need to know. We'll discuss Assam Accord further now. Assam Accord was signed in 1985 after 6 years of uproar in Assam. It all began in 1979, as I mentioned. The reason was influx of illegal migrants. Assam had the problem of illegal migrants since time immemorial, and it got worsened after Bangladesh Liberation War. The agreement is a tripartite agreement between Government of India, Government of Assam, and all Assam Students Union, which is ASU. There were other leaders as well, but these are the three main parties which signed the agreement. The Prime Minister at that time was Rajiv Gandhi. So he signed it. Then now we'll discuss the further cut-off dates which has been mentioned. So Assam had the problem of migrants influx, because of which there were citizenship provisions which were offered to these migrants on different cut-off dates. So two dates we need to remember. One is 1st January 1966 and the other one is 24th March 1971. This date is with respect to the Operation Searchlight. So what has been offered in the Assam Accord is, for migrants who have entered before 1st January 1966, they were given citizenship. Migrants before 1st January 1966 were given citizenship. Migrants who entered India between 1st January 1966 and 24th March 1971, during this time period, the migrants were not given citizenship by default. They can register for citizenship, but during that period also they were not given voting rights for 10 years. Voting rights were not given to migrants who came during this time period for 10 years. So we have two cutoff dates now. 1st January 1966, migrants who have came before that, they were given citizenship. Migrants who have came to India during this duration, they were given citizenship based on certain criteria which were mentioned by the government. And those criteria, if they satisfy, still then they were not given voting rights for the next 10 years. And migrants who have entered India after this date, that is 24th March 1971, they were not given citizenship rights and they were meant to be deported. They need to be sent back to their country. So that has been what assured during Assam Accord. To Assam Accord was a political solution. To give to this, a legislation was passed. The legislation was Section 6A of Citizenship Act of 1955. So Assam Accord was a political solution, an agreement between political associations. This is the legislative solution, Section 6A of Citizenship Act. It implements the same thing. So you can see I have written over here, it was introduced following the Assam Accord of 1985. What it meant to resolve is the long-standing issue regarding immigration from Bangladesh. Now it accords citizenship to people who have entered India before March 25, 1971. But there is still one more cutoff date, which is, January 1, 1966. So you can read over here that there are two cutoff dates. This section also grants citizenship to immigrants from Bangladesh who entered Assam before 1st January 1966 and requires the detection and deportation of foreigners who entered Assam after 25th March 1971. So people who have entered Assam after this one needs to be deported. Now the problem is the deportation part has not been fully implemented, because of which Assam still faces the problem of higher influx of migrants. So now we have discussed two keywords here, which is Assam Accord in Section 6A. Coming to the judgment part now, what was the check of constitutionality which Supreme Court was doing? Because it has upheld the constitutionality, but there must have been certain questions which were raised by the petitioner. We'll discuss those questions now. The first question is, why Assam has different cutoff date than the rest of the country? For the citizenship, there is a cutoff date for rest of the states, but Assam has a different cutoff date. Now let us understand what is the cutoff date for rest of the country. It is 19th July 1948. So people who have came to India before that has been granted citizenship. But with respect to Assam, this date is further late, as we have discussed. It is 25th March 1971. And if you don't want to consider this date, you can consider January 1, 1966. So there are two cutoff dates for Assam, and this one is more appropriate actually. So the question which was raised by the petitioner was that why the rest of the country has a different cutoff date for citizenship and Assam has a different cutoff date, because of which they claimed that it is violative of Article 14, which is right to equality. Assam has been treated differently. So Supreme Court has come up with this answer that Assam is a different case. It is a unique case. That is why it has been treated differently. We'll understand the judgment further, but hope you have understood the question now. The next criteria which Supreme Court need to identify was, is it violative of Article 29? So Section 6A of Citizenship Act is violative of Article 29. So let us understand what Article 29 says. Article 29 grants the right to protection of culture as well as language to the citizens. Now, if you grant citizenship to migrants that easily, because we grant citizenship to migrants now. So if you grant citizenship to the migrants, do the right to protection of culture gets violated of Assamese people? That was the another question which Supreme Court needed to answer. So this was the two primary questions which the judgment needs to scrutinize. What judgment said was, we'll understand now. See, let us look at the map of the location of Assam and Bangladesh. You can see Bangladesh shares borders with a lot of Indian states. If we zoom this, you will see Bangladesh shares largest border with West Bengal. However, the border with Assam is not that significant. But still, Assam faces higher number of migrant influx in respect to percentage. So West Bengal doesn't have a different cutoff date. Its cutoff date is same as the rest of the country. For Assam, the cutoff date is different because even though in concrete numbers, the migrants have entered West Bengal in larger number as compared to Assam, but when you measure it in terms of percentage, you will notice that Assam has higher percentage of migrants. Because of its land area, Assam is a smaller state as compared to West Bengal. So that is why Assam has been given a different cutoff date with respect to the migrants, and that is what has been explained by Supreme Court as well. If you see the percentage of immigrants, it is higher for Assam as compared to other border states. So Assam has received higher percentage of migrants. That is why it has been given different provisions. When you see the concrete number, you will notice that West Bengal has gotten higher refugees. 40 lakh migrants in Assam is greater than 57 lakh migrants in West Bengal, because the area is much less as compared to West Bengal. So that is why Assam has been singled out and has given different cutoff date, because it is a unique case. So that has been considered, and since it's a unique case, so special provisions need to be done. That is why Article 14 holds up. It is not against right to equality. Coming to the next question, which is the section violative of Article 29? Because it grants citizenship to migrants. It is not violative. CJI said this, it is the onus is on the petitioner to prove that the ethnicity has been damaged or diluted because of the presence of migrants. But there were no proofs which were given. That is why it is not violative of Article 29. As of now, the petitioner failed to prove that the influx of migrants affected the rights of citizens already residing. The culture has not been damaged or diluted because of the presence of migrants. So that is why they said that it is not violative of Article 29, which is a fundamental right. So these two questions has been answered in the judgment. Now we'll discuss the dissenting judgment also. There were one judge who gave the dissenting judgment, Justice Pardiwala. he raised some really nice questions. He said that for deportation of foreigners, it is the government which needs to decide that who will be the foreigners. The onus is on the government to decide who will be the foreigners. Even the illegal migrant can't declare himself as a foreigner. Now the concern is the criteria for identifying the foreigner is with the government, and it's only the government which could decide. Problem is there is no time period set for the government to identify the foreigners and deport them. So that is what the concern is. That is where the law becomes arbitrary. There were temporal unreasonableness. There is no time period defined for detecting foreigners and determining whether they are citizens or not. So that was the dissenting judgment. That is why he wanted to uphold the clause unconstitutional. So with that, we have come to the end of this video. Hopefully you found this informative, and if that is the case, then do let us know in the comment section, and please like, share, subscribe to this channel. Thank you.